Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Rama Rama Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar Ashram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Rama 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 Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki jai. Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Ashram. With deep gratitude for this great fortune of singing His name in His powerful shrine, we have offered the Nama lotuses at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. There is one way to reach God, and that is to love Him, to have bhakti. Bhakti involves prema. When there is love, and a very deep love at that, the path is much easier. It is ananda all the way. And you are ready to sacrifice anything for the sake, for the happiness of the loved one. And so, nothing would ever look like a sacrifice, because God becomes your beloved. There is another way. If you are not able to feel so much love and yet you feel compelled to make effort to reach God, then the Japa. You take to Nama Japa, and it may not come with so much love as in the other case, and yet this is called Tapas, where you have to work very hard. As I used to say, if there is no quality, you are chanting the name, meaning there is neither depth nor love in it, then you increase the quantity. And increasing the quantity is tapas. It is hard tapas, and you have to go on doing it, not knowing where to stop. This is what happens to many people. They come to Bhagwan for certain prayer, some prayer or the other. They come and seek Bhagwan's blessings, and then we tell them to do the Nama Japa, either to chant or write or do both. Then they come back and say that we are doing it, and yet nothing happens. Obviously you have not done enough, and so nothing has happened. But it's not very obvious to many people. So in tapas, you should not mind going on doing until you attain this karya siddhi. This is tapas, but in the path of love, you don't expect anything. You just do. You call out the name, you sing the name just for the love of the beloved. And the response is very quick, and it is joy all the way. The joy of the remembrance of the beloved. Now what do we do if we don't have that kind of love, which has depth, which has prema, as we call it? There is no English word, I think, for prema. It is not just love. It is love madness. So if you have love madness for the divine, it's very different. So those of us who do not feel this love madness for the beloved, what do? We pray for bhakti. We have to keep on chanting the name, even if we don't have love, and pray and pray for bhakti, for that prema. That's all we can do. And at some point or the other, we would start developing bhakti. If it just happened spontaneously. So it doesn't matter, you cannot feel this love, this deep love in the beginning itself, unless you have already done a lot of tapas in the previous birth. So let us not mind chanting the name even if there is no love for God. And let's keep praying and praying and praying for that love, before which no sacrifice is sacrifice. Every sacrifice is a joy. And there is a warning again from Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He says, there was a man who was passing by a dilapidated temple. And then he saw the murti was broken and there were bushes all around and there were snakes, lots of cobwebs, and the bats were flying all the time. He would not do anything to clean up the place. He had a conch in his hand. He just looked at the broken linga and started to blow, raising a lot of sound. Now the village people who heard the sound of the conch, they thought somebody had done something to the dilapidated temple. Probably they had renovated it, cleaned up the place, and probably they were doing some puja. So they began to come out of their houses and they gathered. Soon there was a very big gathering there, and to their great disappointment, they found the temple still dilapidated. And there was no cleaning up at all, and yet in the corner of the building, the temple, this man was standing with a conch in his hand and blowing it. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa goes on to say, the one who talks about God and the path and the attainment of the great state without any experience whatsoever, without even trying hard to either do tapas or love the divine, is like that man who is blowing the conch standing in the dilapidated temple. Meaning, you don't talk about spiritual experiences or God unless you are in the path, trying hard, and have had some experiences. Otherwise, it's like this man, blowing the conch, inviting people there, and there would be a gathering, expecting a puja, a renovated building, and puja. So he says, he warns all the speakers, do not speak about God. Do not speak about love for God or tapas if you have not done anything. Beware. So let us remember this. If we do not have prema for God, then we have to seek it by chanting the name and praying to God for it. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, you will surely get at some point, you will begin to feel this love welling up in your heart. And then do not talk about the sadhana of God unless you have had some experience that you have walked the path to some extent. Let us remember this and submit our today's prayer at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. We have been taught to pray for what we do not have. And we know when we pray in a very powerful shrine, the prayer will be answered sooner or later, and let's hope it will be sooner than later. Bhagwan, beloved Bhagwan, we pray to you again and again, a million times, for your immediate divine intervention to bring forth a dharmic normalcy to the world, to today's world, in all aspects of life, where there is so much violence and growing enmity between people and people, between countries and countries, with no understanding or mutual help, no sense of brotherhood, and added to it the attack of diseases, new diseases, and the furies of nature. Only you can bring in peace, harmony, order, and growing friendship with a sense of brotherhood and mutual help, and the diseases and furies of nature under control. We also beg you to uproot, to remove all the negativities of the human mind that are responsible for today's picture of the world. We also beg you to reach out to all those people who have been stranded in different parts of the world for different reasons, unable to get help or protection. We beg you again and again to do the needful for them. We also beg you to help and protect all those unselfish people who have been working hard for the sake of the others. Please protect them from unhealthy criticisms and aspersion. We beg you again to promote the economy of the country and the growth in varied fields of activity, including industry, sciences and arts, that India should reach the peak, the heights, and become a superpower, not just superpower, a supreme power, the world teacher, guiding all the other countries, guiding the whole world in the path of Dharma. We also beg you, Bhagwan, we pray to you in sincerity and earnestness, in soulfulness, for ceaseless chanting of your name and for unbroken remembrance of your teachings and leelas. We beg you again, knowing that the whole creation, all creatures of the cosmos are only instruments in your hands. You have said, Father alone exists. There is nothing else, no one else, and therefore it is you who have become all the creatures of creation. So all are only instruments in your hands. But we don't want to be Rakshasas and Rakshasis. We beg you to bless us to be sattvic instruments in your hands. And please bless us again to run our everyday life as an offering to you. We should not be caught by the temptations of Maya. We seek your special grace for that. We also seek that ultimate state of being, the ultimate state of bliss and peace, for which we need your supreme blessing. We need to be purified, and we take refuge in unceasing chanting of your powerful name and joyful service in the spirit of surrender to you without any unhealthy competition or jealousy. We also need to practice acceptance of whatever life brings to us, be it a joy or sorrow, knowing that it's coming from you, from the divine will. So it's got to be a definite blessing for us. Blessing for what? For our greater good, for our spiritual growth, for our closer kinship with you. And then we would be able to detect that pulsating, vibrant, living presence of yours everywhere in everything. We also seek that bestowal of grace that would enable us to know that it is your sankalpa, your will, that's behind all the happenings of life, all the happenings of the world. And more importantly, we seek that specific grace which would enable us to detect that hidden grace even in the most ruinous suffering of life. We would know that it is our own making, and instead we lament that God has let us down, that God is testing us, and then we begin to blame everyone else around for our own failures, little realizing that it is of our own making and that from the past karmas. But then Bhagwan, you have promised for those who do seva to you, who chant the divine name, Father, the Supreme Father, would convert all the adversities into blessings. So we beg you again to bless us, to be grateful to you always, even for the adversities of life. We seek your blessings for all the species of the cosmos to be lifted to a higher plane. And finally, we seek the dissolution of the ego, the I and mine, because of which there is endless rise of waves of problems in the ocean of samsara. We seek that liberation from the vicious cycle of births and deaths, for which we need to be free from the tyranny of the ego. Bhagwan, please bless us with that immortal life, with that eternal living and eternal servitude to you, that supreme, eternal entity and power. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.